Hi, my name is Neb Camus Sen Atumre, and this is the ninth part of the video, What is a Genetic Shift? So you cannot raise your vibrations using the English language. In the Anglo-Saxon language called English, there are no tones. The albino's seed's name comes from the sea Albion. It is the land of the Saxons and the Angelicas called today. But you can with Nubian Tafur. You see, the angel Melchizedek also gave us a prayer book together with an audio recording in the language of tones, Nuaubik. You have the sacred tone of the universe, the Aum sound playing in the background as the sound track. And the voice of the angel himself is leading you in prayer in the correct tone. All you have to do is learn the 9 positions and the responses which the congregation is reciting. These are the tones that will open up centers in the brain. You must be taught to vibrate on the frequency that will link you in with the oversoul. You have to attune your soul to the sacred tone of the universe from Mother Earth, Aum. So all things are created in tones of octaves of energy and vibration. Just as there are octaves of musical notes, there are octaves of tones. Between the 4th and the 15th octaves, the normal air can hear sound. The air is the most acoustic receiver in man's environment. On the average, normal people can detect sound intensities as low as 10 to the minus 6 watts per square centimeter and can stand intensities as up to about 10 to the minus 4 watts per square centimeter before pain ensues. One whose heart and mind is open can sometimes hear up to the 19th octave. Between the 25th and the 35th octaves, heat is generated. The 49th octave produces light. Cosmic rays manifest when energy increases between the 72nd and the 84th octave level. Beyond the cosmic rays, the octaves lie, which produces emotional and mental waves up to the sound hua. This is the pure green light of energy and coincides with the 99 elements. All things are created in tones of octaves of energy and vibrations from the source hua. As I said before, with the right amount of input, it will open up centers in the brain which will cause all your glands to vibrate on the frequency and put you on a station where there is information being broadcasted that you will pick up. You will be able to pick up and receive telepathically. With this, the Etherians will speak directly to you in what steps to take, where to go when times get beyond repair. What do I mean by the statement when times get beyond repair? As I said before, you have beings who are set on destroying you because they want the planet for themselves. This stemmed from when the planet ship Nibiru first came into the solar system. It hit a planet called Maldek or Vulcan in the Greek language. So this is why the music industry is a part of the Illuminati's plan. Question: was there a concentrated effort on making us ignorant? Answer: that was a good word. I'm glad you used the word ignorant. Why? Because none of you are stupid. They have made you ignore the reality. And when you ignore reality or ignore the facts, then that's when belief is born. Belief is accepting things without knowing. K-N-O-W are the first four letters in the word knowledge. Because you have been misinformed or fed misinformation or wrong knowledge. And these lies have been embedded in your conscious and subconscious minds. You became ignorant. You began to ignore facts, thus inheriting the title believers. Be, lie, Eve, or to lie to Eve, Nakabal, Howard's children. Anyone can be a believer or can believe in anything, but to be faithful, you must be loyal, and loyalty is shown by way of actions. Here's an example. Take the word chemical. Speaking. What does it mean? It means black. What? Black? That's right. Black. What Aramaic Hebrew word means black? Ham. Now spell it in Aramaic Hebrew. K-H-E-M or C-H-E-M. Now what's the first letter of the word, or the first four letters of the word chemical? C-H-E-M. Chem. Chem. It's just a matter of phonetics. You think that's deep? It's not. You used to think like that. You used to see things this way. You used to use your telepathy. You had your barytheric gland. It was in your hippocampus area, which is a cavity of the cerebellum, or the lower part of the brain attached to the brain stem. Doctors can't figure out what the tonsils and the appendix are used for. That's why they are so quick to take them out. They have a connection with the barytheric gland for its reinsertion. Question. Why do I feel like there's something missing? Answer. Because there is something missing. When you, Negroid children of the Elohim, had your barytheric glands, you had four higher senses: mind, perception, or intuition, mental communication, or telepathy, object reading, or psychometry, and clear sight, to see into other dimensions, clairvoyance. These things came easy to you. Now you can't remember because you're still under the spell. You say you're all black, loving your black heritage and downing the white race. The reality of this is that deep down inside of you, you love to be white. You want to be white and live in the image of the beast. Elders, Christians, can peep into each person's head and see your true deep feelings, and if they see that one of you want to be white, they'll leave you alone, and you won't make it. When they return to pick you up, and they're coming now, they're in our solar system, they're going to leave you. You are not going to make it. The Elohim left their kids all over the universe, not just on planet Earth. There you go again. Ego tripping. Again. Thinking you are the only people in the universe. When I say the elders, Riskians, are coming back to get their children, that automatically means you and only you. Question. How do the elder Riskians see Canaanites? Answer. The elders Riskians see Canaanites as filthy beasts. Question. So what do you think? What do they think if they see a black person with a white person? Answer. They see them as dead. Question. Is there any way for them to come and get us? Answer. First of all, you have to give up all this emotional stuff. You have to take care of your health, your body. You have to give up the laziness. Meaning there are things about you that you need to correct before they come and get you. And if those things are not corrected, then when the Ruskians and the Anunnaki come, they're going to pass you by. They have every right to, because you don't give them any reason not to. You were taught that creation took place in a period of 6 days. It was brought to a completion on the 7th day. All of this happened 49,000 years ago when the Elohim dared to procreate you. Even after this creation, human beings needed 112 corrections, of which only 76 have been done as of 1998 AD. Thus, you need 36 more corrections. Meanwhile, the Luciferians are trying to reverse this process by having you eat bad foods, listen to bad music, and use bad thinking. All are ways for them to keep a control over you. However, it was revealed in Holy Quran chapter 41 verse 44, and I quote, "And if we, Elohim, Anunnaki, had made it, the Quran, to be read in a Ajamian foreign language, then those who want to doubt would say, if only the ayat verses of the Quran was better fussilat, explained in detail. How come it is in an Ajamian foreign language, and you, Muhammad, are Arabian, you're an Arab? Tell them this, Muhammad, tell them this. The Quran is only for those who have faith. It is a calmness and a shifa'u, a healing, a power only for those who can read it in Arabic. And those who don't have faith, in their ears is a deafness and they are blind to it. The Quran. If you don't understand Arabic, you cannot understand the Quran. If you don't understand Arabic, they are those of you whom will be called to it. The Quran. Many foreigners will learn its Arabic from a far makan, a far place like America, Europe, and Pakistan. Do you see that, people? Connect the dots. 36 more corrections. Reading Quran in Arabic heals you. Now do you see or do you understand why the beast man speaks such deceitfully ill words about the Quran? That is so that you would never try to perfect yourself, thus causing the Anunnaki to pass you by. Holy tablets, chapter 3, tablet 3 states, Lo, Kadman Nakebo was indeed in the image and after the likeness of the Anunnaki. Love moved upon Mother Ninti. For the creation of these new creatures or these new children, she began to love. The purpose and meaning of their creation now changes in the heart of Ninti. I plead, release them of their enslavement, and it was granted. El Ilo of the Anunnaki wiped away all the tears from their eyes, and they won't be any more death after that. Nor will there be any weeping and no more crying. And there won't be any more pain after this, because all of this was of old times, is passed away. These are they, these These are the chosen of those who have faith by way of the command of Anu, and they will reside with him in his garden. These are those children of those who trusted in the words of the All-Wise. Those are the ones who will reside ever in the garden of Anu, with their families, with their devoted fathers, with their beloved mothers, and with their brothers and their sisters and their friends in the garden of Anu. They will all be in the garden of Anu together. Oh, look. They are all the messengers of the Savior coming. Look at the beautiful Alahum, Anunnaki. All of them live together in a garden of Anu, the garden of paradise. What is more beautiful or splendorous than the streams of inner peace that flow the garden of Anu? They who are the ones that preferred to reside in the garden of Anu. They are those who work to perfect themselves. It is they who will dwell in the garden of Anu eternally, in a beautiful palace with an endless open pavilion that every imaginable design displaying the exotic flowers, plants, birds, butterflies from all corners of the galaxies. Many of the species will be impossible to describe because they are unknown on Earth. Also, the garden of Antu, which was made from gold and precious stones, the flowers often being of rubies and sapphires with gold and silver leaves. The precious gardens were recreated on Earth. Also, I heard a supreme voice from the sky saying, all gratitude and praise is due to the source, and salvation and glory, honor, and power unto the sustainer, the source forever and ever. These are those who choose to go on a path that leads back to divinity. These are the human beings that dwell in the garden of Anu, which you call the garden of paradise, for paradise dwells within them, unquote. Are you listening, people? Nowadays, look at how the children dress. You see the Luciferians' plan to have control over your work. Their pants sag down to the point where they have regressed to walking like Neanderthal. Amen. That's what he wants. Look at the Negroid women. Negroid women have taken off their clothes and are wearing sex on the collar, just like the beast. Look at what they are doing to our children. They set the trends in teens fashion, making sexually provocative clothing the in thing seen on entertainers, in movies and on television and in advertisements. They do it to the best of us. They have you following any and everything. Then most of you wonder why or how does the mentality of a people die. It dies because it is destroyed in a constant effort by malevolent, disagreeable demon beings whose sole intent is to disrupt the progression of any being, any living being who is trying to progress. These individuals are you, Negroids. Yet they continually refer to you as African Americans, knowing that the name Africa comes from the word El Faraka, meaning the separation. The root word El Faraka is written as Afrikia by Arabs. Their intent was to do exactly what they did: invade our land, spread their false concept of religion and divide us up. against ourselves, blacks, Latinos, Jamaicans, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, and Cubans, etc. Just to separate and manipulate you into thinking you are different, or that you are special or better than the rest. You are all one and the same, children of the original melaninite beings, the Anunnaki. When you turn the radio on, you hear then it goes to the station. That smartphone, which has become a part of your body, is pulling 800 megahertz into your delicate nervous system. What they did years ago was to remove the record players, the tape recorders, and the clocks that you had to cut on. Remember that? Now it stays on in the house. You always have some type of unit on, whether it is a toaster, your microwave oven, or your smartphone, to pull frequencies into the house. The frequencies in your house are giving you headaches inside your face, all around the back of your head, down behind your ears. They are damaging nerves in the brain, and these nerves are called magnetic particles. They are at the base of your brain. You have nerves in your brain, and the ancient Hindu called it the 12 occult nerves, the 98 particles. They are like senders at the end of nerves, sending impulses to the brain, charges. You follow that? Speaking. They have managed to damage in our heads. They, all but 3 out of 9, 12 won't go out of the body. We are running on 3 magnetic powers, headphones, blasting music. All of these are pulling overloads. These overloads happen, and every one of you all might have had it. It happens like this. You might be minding your own business, looking at the computer or reading, and you get a sharp pain inside, right inside your eye, and that's what you get. And then in a couple of minutes it goes away. One of your nerves just burnt out. This will cut off your psychic powers. When they attempt to reactivate your barotheric gland, you will not be able to be back in tune with the elders. This is something, there is something that they have to learn to accept, and that is they cannot get rid of all African Americans, because we are holding the planet together. We are the magnets on the planet Earth. So Euro-Americans know that they can't totally eliminate African Americans. If you think that they don't know this, you're kidding yourself. Many of you might remember when I told you about raising frequencies and how they affect and destroy your brain. Several years ago, I explained to you in a scroll number 80 entitled Man from Planet Risk how music has changed from middle C to A 440, which means that your mind as well as the planet Earth is imbalanced. I told you about how HAARP, the Harmonic Active Aurora Response Project that is being run out of Alaska. This project entails sending out frequencies at 800 megahertz to affect your brain. The frequencies, they are turned up little by little until your head will eventually explode. Here is an article entitled Millions Are Dying from Brain Hemorrhoids by Lisa Marquez, taken from the Weekly World News newspaper, August 24, 1999, issue, page 13. And it states, Oslo, Norway. Doctors are warning of a horrifying new disease caused by stress, brain hemorrhoids. We are now discovering that many cases that we have diagnosed as brain hemorrhages, tumors, or blood vessel aneurysms are actually brain hemorrhoids, says Dr. Carl Lavrenson, a neurologist. They are caused when the membrane containing the brain gives way, bulging into the eye and the ear cavity. It's like a brain blowout. The pressure from tension, anxiety, and stress is so great that this membrane around the brain, called the meninges, is weakened during a period of a particularly high stress. The membrane stretches and the brain tissue bulges out, causing horrific pain and disability. Unquote. Another thing, when the magnetic particles are connected to all your glands, first, let's get something straight. A gland sits in a pocket of tissue which they call chakra, and nerve fibers are connected to it, right? That sends impulses that activate the heart. Pump, pump, pump. You follow what I'm saying? In the case of the heart, if any of the arteries are damaged, you can have a heart attack. In the case of the brain, if any of the arteries are damaged, you can have a stroke. So all these major glands, especially the thyroid gland, definitely work with the pineal gland, and the nerve particles are beneath it. They are charge centers that are sending out these charges. Do you follow? Yes, as they damaged those, they reduce your sensitivity, your nerves. You are not as astute as you were when you were back in Africa. You were born, first of all, in the dark. You were not born in the light. There was no sunlight. They would take the baby inside the cave, and he was born there. And it wasn't brought out into the sun until a certain point that the baby could see straight to the stars. Our sense of hearing has been deadened. Our sense of taste has been deadened. Our sense of touch has been deadened. And the funny thing about it, as I explained before, they are lying about that because you don't have 5 senses, you only have 1. You have the sense of touch because to smell, the particles in the air touches nerves. To hear is the frequency wave to touch. To feel is to feel. To taste is the matter of touch. There is only 1 sense, and that sense is even being dimmed. You follow? And it does affect the pineal gland. And the concentration on the pineal gland affects the thyroid gland, which affects the hormones, which is how he produces so many transsexuals amongst us. They have also altered our genes that way intentionally. So listening to that crazy music, and I am not just talking about hip-hop, will make you lose that precious gift and last chance your ancestors gave you. It started in the 70s and 80s when they brought in the Moog, synthesized the music. Not acoustic guitars, not electric guitars or electric keyboards. I worked in the studio for years, and you all know that. I worked with some of the best artists out there, and I watched them doing everything electronically, worrying about the amount of megahertz and how to use oscillators and to get a certain sound. And the frequencies throughout the studios, when you stay in the studio for hours sometimes working with artists, you come out hazed like for about 2 days, and you don't know why. You think it's because you spent long hours listening to music, and it wasn't. It's because of that board, that mixture console with the 48 tracks and the channels, and those testers are pulling those frequencies, and it's killing you dead. It bothers you. It doesn't bother them because they don't have magnetic particles. It doesn't bother him at all. That's why he takes a guitar and adds an extra number to it, turns it as far as he can, adds a distortion, and you know what they do. They step back, take their head and start spinning it around, and they start bumping and jumping off the stage and landing on each other. They do that for real. It takes them to a form of ecstasy. That high guitar and loud sound like Genesis, that high-pitched guitar voice, and Sting, who goes real high, that's two different worlds. Y'all, we vibrate on the bottom, and they vibrate on a high-pitched frequency like the flute of Pan, the devil. That's why they tried to remove out of us the baritone, the bass voice, you see. They don't want us to sing like that. If you check their greatest singers like Patti LaBelle, she's singing high, screaming, and they give her praise. But Anita Baker, she'll never get that praise and be as great as Patti LaBelle, even though we know she is. It's a different type of singing. Back in the 70s, what did they have? Blue Magic, the Delphonics, the Stylistics, Black Ivory, and I can keep going on. And all our men were singing in high voices. I was back there then, working in the studio with them. Believe me, I was out there with them. Thus ends today's video. We hope you have learned something from this video series, and we urge you to share this video series and to subscribe to the channel where you will learn true ancient Egyptian mysteries. No more lies, no more guesswork. So share, subscribe, click on the like button below, and see you at the next video.